Maybe it's best to start with the top level here. So, Fiasco is a game about people with powerful ambitions and poor impulse control. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of movies that sort of evoke this feeling. We were just talking about how Gangsters of London is a perfect match for Guy Ritchie films like Snatch, where you have a bunch of people who aren't very smart, and they keep trying to make it in the world, and everything seems to go wrong or suddenly right at all the oddest moments. Or some other examples like Burn After Reading, Fargo, films in that vein.
Have you watched Blood Simple? Have you ever seen that before? There's also I can't remember. There was a movie about the brothers who found a plane crash and they found millions and they tried to keep it secret in they were in Wisconsin or Minnesota. I can't remember the name of it, but it was adapted from a book.
Yeah.
But that was nothing.
So movies like that. So your characters are going to be sort of over the top, kind of dumb, maybe lovable, maybe not. And so what the playsets do when you choose them is we roll dice and we pick from various options. So if we look at this one, if we're doing relationships and we roll the dice, you're going to define your relationship with me. You're going to take 4. So that's going to be romance. And then we can make that more specific by adding another die later as we go through. Or we can just leave it at that and we'll fill in the rest of the blanks ourselves.
If you don't like the options, then sometimes that's a good way. If you don't like the options, sometimes that's a good way of just defining it yourself too. To be like, I know that we have a criminal relationship, but I'm not really I had an idea going into this, and I'd really like to use that better or something.
Yeah. So, and Vegas would be something more in the vein of, I don't know, The Hangover.
11. Oh, okay.
Well, somewhere between The Hangover and Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, everybody's too confident.
Yeah, Ocean's 11, if people were drunk or high or inbred or something, I don't know. Yeah,
maybe they've got a movie night suggestion on this. No, they don't.
Oh yeah. Oh,
they don't.
Sometimes that is.
Yeah,
I think
this
helpful.
one's got a movie night suggestion for
to get you in the mood or whatever.
Yeah, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, The Bank Job, Sexy Beast, for the Gangsters of New York.
Okay.
Or Gangsters of London, rather.
Did you ever watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? That was another great movie.
Probably.
That reminds me a lot of
so
Fiasco.
Familiar. Yeah.
That should be a good movie. We should, if we're looking at old movie night after the Joker, if we're looking at movie night.
Yeah.
I want to see the Joker.
Is that supposed to be good?
Yeah, very good.
Okay. Yeah, because I have so few opportunities to actually go to
Academy
movies.
Award this time from it.
Wow. All right, so which are we feeling?
It doesn't matter.
I felt like now that I realized what Guy Ritchie films are, I was kind of interested in.
Sure.
Gangsters of London.
Gangsters of London it is. All right, so to start off with, we just roll all the dice, right?
And then just put it in the middle, and then
You just choose them, or?
So yeah, when it becomes somebody's turn, you choose. So the game works since there's 3 of us. There's 6 black dice and 6 white dice. You'll notice that we have 3 colors here. So the gray dice are black dice, and the white and black dice are white dice. One of these days, I'm going to find 6 of each.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll stop
So
playing
black
Fiasco
dice
as
are
soon as
generally-
we
In
buy it.
February, we'll get some dice.
Yeah. Yes.
Is
pass.
this okay.
There's just tables and tables of dice.
Yeah, you've got the Chess X booth, which is the size of this room.
Yeah, it's just you can get freaking rare woods and rare metals dice or plastic.
Yes.
Well, they have those other booths that were the fanciest rare metals, like solid tungsten dice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like $60 each or something stupid.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah. So
This is my 20-sided die that's loaded always roll on 1 or something like that.
all right, so we've got what we got a bunch of 3s.
So I usually just group them in to see what we have.
No 1s.
No 1s, 2s, 1 4. Okay. So we'll go through and then look at the relationships, and then somebody will go first, and they'll say like okay, I want to establish my relationship with Nathan, or I want to establish my relationship with you.
So what is the goal? Like, what are we?
So the goal is to sketch out the starting point, and we can fill in a little from there before we even do our first scene. But we take turns establishing a scene and resolving a scene, where the characters follow whatever their needs are.
Gotcha.
With the goal to make it dramatic and exciting, and it borrows a lot from just improv in general, in that you do the yes and
Yes
thing.
and.
You build upon whatever is there to make it more and more, and then like you take the things that people have done and you run with them and you try to give as much back as you can, and maybe somebody says something that you had a plan in your head for your character was going to do this, and then somebody says something that completely puts the kibosh on that. You just run with it.
And I would say that the point of it is to make a hell of a story, and like win big or lose big. It's gonna be big, So yeah.
So how about I go first, and then Mike, and then Chris will go. So to start off with, we all need a relationship, and at some point we need a need. We don't need to. You'll notice that every thing has 2 levels to it. So you can take a die to establish the bare bones of a need, and then you can take another to make it much more specific, but you don't need to do that. So let's start with relationships.
And so as we're going through these and picking these, we'll want to like talk a little bit about it, but we don't want to overdevelop it, because that's what the scenes are for in the game, is to really try to.
All right, so I'm going to take a 6. Mike and I are family.
Okay.
All right.
Don't have so, and then the last die on that isn't chosen is a wild.
Okay. So whoever's got the last one gets to make it whatever they want.
Should I be writing your things down?
Not necessarily, no. You don't need to.
I think that's a funny. It says an odd relationship, and I was Alcoholics Anonymous or Salvation Army or something like that. Like that's like a funny happenstance. I could totally see that. And I'll pick a 5 for you and I, and we'll have a crime relationship.
Okay.
So that you would write down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can start thinking of ideas. So like the more choices we make, the more the story can start to kind of like rise out of these choices. Like, so I'm thinking like, in what way are Nathan and I related? Does Nathan, because we're family in some way, does he know about my criminal relationship with you? Is he involved with my criminal relationship with you?
Good.
Like, so through these choices, the story starts to kind of like come out of that.
Sure.
And so then you can define a relationship between you and me, or you can maybe look at the needs and decide
Don't I
on a
need
need.
to have a relationship? Don't I have to have one with you?
Yes, but we don't need to start there.
Okay.
You could start somewhere else.
Understood.
Yeah, or you could refine your relationship with me as like, what kind of crime relationship do we have?
Understood.
Emma, you have bad dog breath.
Yeah.
Aww. Good thing you're a good dog, though. She's like, let me lick your face.
Well, that'd be fun.
I'm like, I don't care what you say so long as you keep scratching.
So,
I'll take a 3,
and my relationship with you is you're my probation officer, and I'm the criminal.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh no, I just have to pick odd, right? So I can't do because that's 6.
But you could take that and then
next time
burn
do
the
that?
6.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Or he if you
or,
yeah.
whatever. That'd be
He
fun.
could
Yeah, you can just take the 3, and you just set it aside.
Nice.
So we're going to have an odd relationship. Something
Yeah,
very
yeah.
off the wall. So we don't necessarily need to put another die into that,
yeah.
but we know that it's a bizarre connection.
And I feel like that's the awesome thing about making a web of relationships is because that allows interconnectedness for the story.
Yeah.
The Wild West story that we played with Josh last time, we were criminal partners, and I feel like our relationship didn't play off a whole lot. Like Hugh played, or no, who was it? Josh played a bounty hunter in town, and I was a deputy, but I was kind of like a crooked deputy. And then
That's what the fact that you had like an official relationship is what made you
That's
into
what it
the
was.
deputy. Is how it worked.
And so everybody knew each other, and through playing out, we were able to play out and
Or
play
what it
off.
was is like me and Josh's character, we were like childhood friends that had been separated for a very long time. So while they knew each other, they had no relationship at the beginning of the story,
Yes.
and that developed over the course of the story when they re-met each other.
And it was this story. It was the hijinks that reacquainted them with each other. So.
Okay, so I need this.
Just getting so much love tonight.
Let me get a need. Need.
How old is Emma?
She turned 7 in July.
wow.
No, that's not true. Yeah, 7. Yep.
Did you get her when? Let's see. The kids had to have been like around. When?
Yeah, like we had, Elizabeth was like 6 months old.
Wow, that's brave.
I think. No, she was a year old.
I'm gonna take a 3, and I need to get revenge.
All right. Ooh, I like to get some answers. That looks pretty good. Just like hell bent on the truth, or like it's this like piece of knowledge that is going to save me or break me. You know, like, and I need to know it. That's really interesting. Because ordinarily I choose things like to get rich. All right, yeah, I think I'm going to do that to get some answers.
And that's a 2.
Yep.
So what's left?
What's left?
2, 3, 4, and 5,
And 6.
and 6. Oh yeah, that's a 6.
No, wait, there was a. Where'd that go? You took it?
Yeah, I got her over here. Just Emma was nosing around by it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That won't pass well, Emma.
No.
So, you said my name. You gonna scratch my ears? Yes, I will. Okay, I'm not stopping.
I'll do.
Goodness gracious. You don't have any.
To get out. I'll take the 6.
Okay. Get out. Let's do a place.
No, what's that called again? That's
Need? Need, yeah. No. Back up. And so there are also objects and locations, and those are central to the story. So everybody has to have a relationship and a need, but not everybody needs an object or a location. Having too many of that can actually make it take
Too
away
complicated,
from
yeah. Or maybe we
And that's
need
the
an
same
object.
thing too. Like if you pick an object or a location, like the location was one of the location was the jail cell. So a lot of the scenes took place there in the jail cell. But sometimes you'll get objects and locations that they're just like, like
which?
they'll make, like they won't show up until the last scene, and then like.
I'm going to take a 4 for information.
Is that an object?
That's,
Yes, that's an object.
Okay. Which could possibly play into my getting answers.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right, so we could
I'll just set this aside separately because this doesn't belong necessarily to me. So it'll have its own little card.
Are you writing down what the information is?
Nope. Writing
it
down
is
that there is information. Like if we add something to it later, I'd add that to it.
Understood.
2, 3, and 5. I think it is so like nebulous at first that you're just like, okay, like what the hell's going on here? You know? It's like, yeah.
I think after you play it once, it's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, okay, now it's going on.
Even like as you get into it,
Yeah.
I feel like it clicks and you're like, all right, this is awesome. Not to put too much hype into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back and try to refine either relationship or need, my relationship or need. So,
2 2s, 2 3s, and a 5 left.
2, 3, 5. Family, cousins, an uncle, aunt, nephew, or niece, parent and son or daughter-in-law. So maybe cousins.
Sure.
Or I was thinking options with us too. Drug dealers. What drugs are in London? Skag. Right. So that was, although that was like Scotland, wasn't it? Like train spotting. Hit heroin.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got lots of names for it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Small time housebreakers. That might be funny. That's like kind of comical a little bit.
Yeah, that reminds me of Home Alone.
Or gamblers. So I think the winners of that list are cousins or small-time homebreakers. I think there's more like potential in small-time homebreakers.
Yeah.
I think that's a funnier like combination. So that's how we are. That's our relationship together. We've cased a couple joints and we've like knocked off a couple families. Never. We're looking. Maybe we're looking for the big family to.
Yeah. Looking for the big one.
Small-time housebreakers.
Which die was that?
3, right? I think so.
On small time.
It'll be on this page here.
Oh yeah.
That's a 3. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2, 3, 5, huh? I'll look at these things. So we have residences. We could do like the villa.
We don't have
Mariage.
we don't have a 1 right now.
Oh, you have to choose the one. Understood. Yeah, because you can't go down. Right?
Or you could, if
Tower
you
of London is where the whatchamacallits are, right?
Crown Jewels.
Crown
yeah.
Jewels, yeah.
Oh, okay. And if you were really like hard pressed on one of them, we could just wait until the last option and be like, okay, there is our residences or whatever.
Whoops. That's not good. Workplaces. So where are the oh no.
It's good.
Objects. Next page. Objects. Unfortunate transportation. Weapon. Jesus Christ, it's a fucking katana.
What was that from? What was that?
It's right there.
It's right there.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. This sounds like a movie
There
quote.
are possibilities for Jesus Christ, it's a fucking katana. That's fun. I like that.
Is he taking 3 weapon?
I don't know. A Subaru Impreza 5-door wagon. I don't know.
I think that's the great thing that they usually do about creating play sets is they're really evocative. You know, like these are just full of like there's just a story there in it already, like prepackaged.
Yeah.
It's this pregnant idea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What should I pick? I don't know.
You
I think
could.
you like Jesus Christ, it's a fucking katana.
Yeah, that got a laugh out loud.
That was like a second one. Some information. Yeah, I'll do 3 weapon.
Okay. Do you want to? I can tear some off mine too.
Nah, it's okay.
I can just give you another one. That works too.
Yeah.
This is all fucked up.
So that was a 3.
Yeah.
And
Just
then,
2s and 5s left.
Or just for weapon.
Oh, look at that. Jesus Christ, it's a fucking katana. No, we have to go with that. We
And
can't
so
get that
we're-
reaction and then not use it.
Yeah, that's true. So we need a location still. What?
What's that, him? Did he go out? No?
It's so funny. Like how dogs know like words. Like Nathan came by as we were coming over here, and the baby was like screaming about bedtime, and he was like, "No!" He started saying, "When I get older, I'm going to destroy this house." And I was like, okay, that's a little bit foreboding. If you get
How
older,
is that-
If you get older, yeah.
How is that different from what you do
Everybody
every
just go
day?
out.
Yeah, right.
You wanna go outside? Wanna go out? Go ahead.
Waiting for a better option.
Just go out?
What's plan B? Yeah. So your pick or my pick? You just got katana.
Yeah,
right?
I spent the extra die on katana.
All right. So location. 2 and 5 houses or workplaces. I think any of these can work still so far because we're not super well defined about like what like how we're connected. We're burglars. We're related. You guys are
Something odd.
something odd. Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking. So there are only two. There are only 2 options left: workplaces and houses. Both of them have some good options in it: penthouse, auction house, whorehouse, family house, country house, or warehouse. I think whorehouse and warehouse sound the most fun out of those. And then workplaces: Ryman Losser and Ryman, a large bank; the Pig Farm; Jacob Fine Jeweler; Captain Comic Books and Graphic Novels; Bulldog English's Specialist Bookstore, which sounds cool. And then the Paper Recycling Plant. I think the houses sound better, more interesting.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the objects, they're in the middle, but if you wanted to write those down, and then the location, we can all write that down too, because that could be something that. And so yours is the last pick.
Let's see. Penthouse, auction house, whorehouse, family house, country house, warehouse.
So what you can do is you can refine the kind of odd relationship that you guys have. You can,
Yeah, I think that might actually be a good one if you were interested in that.
or you
But
could
it's
refine
ultimately your
the
choice.
family relationship or the crime relationship that we have. You can.
Well, didn't you already
Yeah, we did
refine
that.
it?
Small time home breakers.
Oh, okay, that's right. And then, or refine the need. Your need, yeah.
Needs. I need. Before the Russians find me. To get out of debt, out of a relationship,
And the last die's wild, so you can pick whatever.
Oh yeah.
out of an obligation, out of my marriage, out of England before Scotland Yard catches up with you. Or odd. Where is it? Where is it? What did we say it was? It was odd relationship.
Where's the odd relationship? This page.
Two relationships.
Got it.
There you go.
Alcoholics Anonymous, Salvation Army, Young Conservatives, Socialists, Environmental Campaigners, or Probation Officer and Criminal.
Well, you liked that idea, didn't
Yeah,
you?
we'll do that.
Okay.
So you're the probation officer. You're the criminal.
Yeah.
We are also criminal enterprises. So, and that's how you know him. But I wonder, that kind of creates a potential wrinkle or interesting tidbit, is that we are criminal partners and he's your probation officer, but does he know that I have a criminal past?
Right.
I don't know. And the thing that you got picked up for, that you did some time, was that for housebreaking or was that for another crime? Do you do other things other than small town housebreaking? Like,
That could be something completely separate.
yeah.
Penis.
And maybe that's why you need to get out. Is the other stuff.
And you're like, yeah, so it creates interesting, like, breadcrumbs, because then you can be like, oh, like, I need to get away before my, if parole comes up, or if, like, there's some impending timeline, like, and that they're gonna find out, and if you're on probation, like, you're gonna go away for a way longer this time, or something like that, I think.
So is that like something I discuss now, or is it something that comes out later, or can it be?
It's good to have some roughed out ideas,
Okay.
but not over.
Because I mean, it could be
polished.
like that. It was something big time, like I killed someone, right? But now I'm out on probation. But and I'm doing small crime with you, but he doesn't know.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
do I?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's good. And maybe that's why you kind of like legitimize our small business, because you killed some guy. you're like a real criminal, and I'm just like, I'm a buffoon. Yeah. But you're tough, man. Killed the guy, and then
Or maybe it's like you got out of prison, now you've come down from the majors.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, and now I need to get out because.
Well, maybe I told you that somebody else just got out. Somebody you made enemies with on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works.
cool. And so that's the plan, is that we're small time like housebreakers to get money to get out of here, to like finance your escape. I'm doing it as a way of living. I'm kind of, but you're doing it to finance your big escape.
Yeah, get out of Dodge.
All right, and then I was thinking, so were you thinking, because you're a probation officer, either that makes us older, or an age difference, or us younger with you being an older? Out of those two dynamics, which sounds more enticing?
I don't know. I mean, because you don't need to be super old to be a probation officer. Generally, 30s or so.
Yeah.
Maybe we're brothers.
Okay. But if we're brothers, then you probably do know about my criminal exercises, unless it was like the black and white, like you're always the white knight, and I was never good enough, like you were the firstborn child, and
Or maybe estranged brothers then. Like we only see each other on holidays at mom's house.
Right. And yeah.
yeah, so it was like you were always like mom, and I was like dad. Dad made bad decisions. Dad died of a drug habit. And like you were mom's favorite, and I was following the steps of.
Yeah, you're just in the study with the lights out doing lines of coke.
Yes, off the back of the toilet in the study. What are you talking about? My mom doesn't have a study. Yeah. So I think the hardest part about this is going to be the English accent, But
Oh yeah, shit.
yeah, right. I don't know. I'm not gonna like judge you guys. I don't know, but that's gonna be tough for me. But.
Do we need to pause the recording and workshop it for a little bit?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're like this. You're more like. Okay.
We should probably come up with names.
So I'm just writing ideas down. Brothers. And I'm kind of like the fuck up half of our crime duo, I think. But
How about Fowler for last name?
yeah, that's good.
Thatcher.
Mikey Fowler. That sounds like,
Mikey.
yeah.
All right, Mikey.
Like Australian.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Mikey. Isn't that better? Mikey Fowler? No. Is that worse? I can't tell. Where's my speech coach?
Yeah, right. I feel like my need about getting answers, we're kind of like, we're making money, and our crime relationship is way more serious for you because it's getting you somewhere than it is for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm kind of, like I said, just kind of like a fuck up, and this is like, I don't have appreciable skills, marketable skills. But so I think that this dynamic creates a more like rich opportunity to have answers that I need, because
Well, like what kind of answers though? Like what kind of?
that's what I'm working on, like something related to like identity, or like maybe Dad had something in his will. Mm-hmm. That he had said that he would always, it was like something that was in the family that would come to me. Mm-hmm. But after he died, nobody found it, and
Maybe
I don't know. That's
like
an
instead
idea.
of probation officer, you just tweak it a little bit and say lawyer. And then you did something with the will to deny him of.
Oh, like I weaseled him out of it?
We weaseled him out of his some sort of inheritance or something.
That's a cool.
Yeah, and you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know it's something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good like adjustment.
I suppose you could be a lawyer and a probation officer, right? Is that a thing? I don't know.
Not
If
really.
you're probably a lawyer, you probably wouldn't want to be a probation officer. I could see why.
No.
He's a probation officer and he goes to night school to be a lawyer, and he knows just enough
Yeah,
about
just- that's
wills.
right.
Okay.
What about Mickey Fowler? Does that seem more
Mickey.
English? Mickey.
Mickey. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's drive on with that then.
Just think of what's his face?
And I'm going to be Jeffery Fowler.
Jeffery.
Esquire. And I need to get revenge for some reason. Probably against whoever's been fucking my wife. Let's see. So, do we want to define anything else, or do we want to jump in? Oh, did you decide on a name? Bob.
Preston.
Bob's your uncle.
Preston.
Sounds very proper.
Preston.
That's not a criticism. Yeah.
I don't know. Preston.
I'll get a really shitty last name, like
Yeah.
a really like dirty last name. Your mom tried to church you up by naming you Preston.
Smith.
Yeah. Or something like latrine, but you insist that it's pronounced latrine.
That's great.
Latrine.
Latrine.
It's Belgian.
You're crossing out Smith now. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Satisfied. Yeah.
Latrine.
It's got the little thing above the E.
Nice. All right. So what was it? Do you want to? Was it? Did we know what Dad had and he was going to bequeath unto me, or was it like a lockbox with like a family heirloom, and like a safe deposit box or something like that, or was it actually something? Was it?
Well, maybe
a katana, perhaps. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. No. Yeah.
Maybe it's whatever the information object is. Or is that not good enough? Do we want to just like throw back the information object and use that die to define something else?
Well, the only thing I was thinking is I want to get clarification about the need because that's going to take a big part in the story ahead. So if it's information, then we can throw it. Yeah, we can throw it back and redefine it. Or if
Because we ended up with two objects, so we can throw one back.
What was the other one?
katana.
Information.
Yeah.
Yeah, information katana.
So that was a 4.
So you're back to being a probation officer.
No.
No, just changing some other detail. We could define a house.
Yeah.
What kind of house?
Family house.
Or a
We
location.
can get with a
We
4.
don't have a location, right?
Mom's house. The house. A house.
Oh, that's right.
The
Yeah.
houses. And if that's the last one, then we could make it a wild card and choose something else there.
Well, the other options are penthouse, auction house, whorehouse, country house, warehouse. Honestly, I think family house works
Okay.
because
So
that's our only common ground.
Okay. Why would the guy who is your probation officer know where that is, though? That can be an interesting detail to work out.
Yeah, as how you might somehow end up there.
Well, I'm working with him.
But I would, if I don't want him to know about my criminal background, I don't know if I would bring you around. Or maybe I could.
Well,
So-
then maybe
so-
it's about finding the reason for you to do that.
So we're saying you're a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
So let's say he's successful, he's rich, right? And in his office, he's got a safe or whatever. You know what I mean? And he's got some. He has some stuff stored away.
Or maybe as the story ticks on, like if I'm catching wind that maybe he screwed me out of like Dad's thing,
Yeah.
like why wouldn't he keep it in his office in his lockbox?
Right. And then we can do a job to.
So maybe that's the location is my office. We just not houses, my office.
Penthouse?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a penthouse office?
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I don't know.
Penthouse
Like
office.
you work so much that you basically live there.
Yeah, or yeah, I mean it's like it's a nice house or it's a nice penthouse and I run my office out of that.
There you go.
Or I do a lot of business out of there.
Okay.
So do we have to figure that out now, or
I was your lawyer. I am your lawyer.
you're okay? Nice. I like that.
As
So
your
that-
lawyer, I advise you to shut your fucking mouth. Don't you speak a fucking word.
Jeffrey Fowler's penthouse office. Right then. Preston Latrine, is it?
Yeah.
You have something that makes you sound a little hard? That sounds Australian too. A little hard. Preston? Preston. I was thinking of with this, with like the London gangsters. I was like, we need like epithets or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey. What kind of like? I don't know.
Mickey the Tooth.
Mickey the Tooth.
I don't know.
I like that. That could be like something that a nickname that stuck since from childhood that I could never get rid of.
You got a
And I hate-
snaggletooth.
Yeah, on the bottom. Gotta be on the bottom.
Your old British after all.
Yeah, right. We all have snaggle teeth. Just kidding.
Hey, they call me Preston the Tooth. What a coincidence.
Jeffery Fowler, Esquire. You like that, do you? Works?
Sure.
Perfect. Right. Just gotta, I gotta get that shape, the shape of the mouth.
Yeah.
You just gotta program it in. Alright. So we just jump in? You ready to
Yeah,
go?
we could.
Alright.
This is good. So just kick off with something, or
Yeah, so when we do scenes, we do 6 scenes and then the turn, or is it?
Yeah. 2 scenes each person.
Yeah.
It goes around twice, and then you have the tilt, and then so do you is it helpful to know about like the tilt and then resolution, or just play through?
you just play through.
Yeah, you can just play through.
Okay.
You definitely don't need to know the resolution rules.
Right.
Are you good with you want heat on or anything, or
No, I'm comfortable.
Okay. I have Sveta.
Yeah.
Getting better and better the more of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it warms me from the inside out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's good.
Alright, so I'll go first, and I get to choose if I'm going to resolve a scene or establish the scene.
Right. And so in the first act, if you resolve the scene, you get a die. If we resolve the scene for Nathan's scene, if we resolve Nathan's scene, we choose the outcome for him, for his character, and then he gets to give. Then he gets to pass the die off. In the second act, you keep the die.
Aha. Okay.
So how about I establish then, and Mike can resolve.
Okay.
And it's going to be a scene between me and Preston. And you're in my.
How does that work if he's resolving? How's that? I don't understand.
So he chooses.
When it ends.
No, well he can.
So
you can. Like if it's dragging on, he can
Yeah.
put a punctuation mark on it. But he chooses whether things go my way or not, and that's a little loose.
Okay.
And he does that by either giving me a black die, represented by these gray dice, which means it didn't go my way, or a white die, represented by these
The
black
black
and white
dice.
dice. Yeah, I know, it's not helpful.
Better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Scraps of paper.
Yeah. And that would signify that things did go my way.
Okay.
So
So thinking about it, so to tell this whole story, you only get 4 scenes. You get 4 scenes, and I get 4 scenes. That's it. That's all we have to tell the story. We might cameo in other people's. Like you get part of a scene now to tell some of your story, but like you really need to play the scenes to the hilt. Like there needs to so while this is playing out, I'm in the back of my mind. I'm thinking like, how can I use this information, or like.
Sure.
Leading up to it or after this to get like a lot of bang for the buck.
Mm-hmm.
So. Not to put pressure on you, sorry.
okay. So how about we're in my office and we're discussing some general legal matters. So Preston, I'm concerned. I've gotten word from one of my associates. You told me you had a few enemies on the inside. What was the name of the one you were most concerned about?
I know his
How does an English accent go again? How does that work?
Just pretend you're the doctor.
The doctor.
There you go. You did it. Perfect.
The doctor. What was his name? I don't remember his name. It was Australian, but it's fine. He was big money, big fish. Big
Fish. Big Fish Lewis. Is that his name? Big Fish Lewis.
It sounds familiar.
Well, I have word from an associate of mine who represents Mr. Big Fish, and it seems he's being released from prison in the next 2 weeks.
Son, that shot. Fucking, that sucks. That's not good.
No, I imagined you wouldn't be excited to hear that. The stories of what transpired between you two on the inside were, well, let's just say they were very entertaining, but I wouldn't want to be involved.
Well, neither do I. So what does this mean? I mean, you gotta help me. You gotta help. I mean, I'm paying you enough.
Well, you're barely making my retainer. I know that you've taken a step down in the world. You're knocking over houses off in the neighborhoods, and that's good. It keeps you a low profile. You don't need me as much when you're not getting caught for high profile things like you used to. But it takes it if you're interested in leaving London, that's gonna take some money.
How much?
Oh, I wouldn't know. It depends on your means, but I could contribute some. I do have some work for you, if you're interested.
What kind of work?
Oh, well, I need to know you were on my side before I said anything more.
Your side?
Can I count on you?
You're asking me?
Yes, if I can count on you to do some work for me, discreetly.
So what just happened there?
It's a negative outcome for him. I slid a black die to him.
Okay.
This doesn't work out in
So
his
this
favor.
isn't going to work out in my favor. So maybe you tell me no. Maybe you take the job, but you're going to fuck me.
Sure. You do know what I went to prison for, right?
Allegedly,
That's
yes.
fine. Sure, Mr. Big Shot. I'll do you a favor.
Good. It's nothing that you went to prison for, but you do have a certain skill set. I have reason to suspect that my dear wife Jenny is not been entirely faithful to me. I need you to find out who she's been seeing and let me know.
What same last name, I'm assuming?
Yes, Jenny Fowler.
Ah, Jake Fowler. He's gonna just go through his phone contacts real quick. Okay. We're good.
That could have also been an interesting bad outcome for me.
Bad poker face, like, oh, okay. delete.
Okay, so I think we can end it right there.
Yeah. So
So
maybe
you're gonna look into it for me, but not the way I want necessarily.
yeah, maybe maybe it won't be Jeffery that you're fucking. So maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen them. So I will choose to establish, and I'll play a scene with Preston. The scene right after, this. So Preston is. I know Preston's up meeting with his attorney. I gave him a ride to the penthouse, and I'm waiting downstairs outside.
Okay.
And
Am I? Oh, and since it's the
you give
first
it away.
act, I give this away.
Yeah.
So that then goes to
It's gonna go to you
as a what?
as a black die. So this is a little bit mechanicsy,
Yeah.
but basically don't worry about it.
Okay.
So you have a
We'll
black
explain
die.
when it's important, and it doesn't. Yeah.
Roger.
So I'm waiting outside. I loathe my brother, and I know your business relationship. So I'm just going to wait in the car, and I asked for you to not let him know that I was waiting for you, and I'm just giving you a ride back.
Okay.
Um,
So are we right back where?
that's a good question. Maybe to just go because the location is his penthouse. Like, is there go to a bar like the place that we go to, our dive, where we sit and we know a couple guys, and this is where we do all of our best thinking and figure out where we're gonna hit next. And,
Sure.
all right. Oi, it's unlocked.
Excellent.
So, what did Mister Stick Up His Ass have to say?
Oh, he just wanted me to find out who's fucking his wife.
A prick like him, it could be any.
Yeah? You fucking his
anyone.
wife? I wouldn't put it past you.
No, not my style.
Nah.
So, I'm trying to think of a name for the bar.
The Old Reliable.
Okay.
So never mind.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So Old Reliable then.
Mm-hmm.
So, so what did he have to say, Old Preston?
Well, I need to scope out, find out who's fucking his wife. Well, he said he's gonna get me some money, so I can get out of here. Australian.
That's okay.
It's okay. You could be from
you can
Australia.
totally be from Australia. You could be American.
I could be fucking American.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Do you want to try anything else before this job?
I mean, we could do it at the same time. Doesn't matter to me.
What? Knocking up Jeffrey and Jen's house? She might pick me out.
Ah, should be fine.
All right. Maybe I probably wouldn't be that like loose-lipped too if you went away for murder. So.
Well, I think that maybe that's a nice detail. Like, you're scared of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I've done do it once. It's fine.
maybe you treat him kind of like a flunky.
Yeah, for sure. I could see that though. Okay. So.
What was her name again? Jennifer?
Yeah, that's her name. That's her name.
I forgot to write it down.
Jennifer.
That's fine.
Didn't invite me to the wedding, might I add.
I fucking cunt.
He didn't think that I'd get along well with the guests.
Well, I don't see that. It's fine. Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, I've had this relationship with you before.
All right, let's get on to the Old Reliable. I didn't really have. So, not only did this prick not invite me to his wedding, I told you about I told you about our dad, yeah?
Yeah.
That he, growing up since I was a little boy, he told me that he had tucked something away for me. And this Christmas will be 3 years since he's been gone, and I cannot find out what it is.
So you're proposing a hit on your own brother?
No, but you know him.
I do. Well, as much as a stuck up shit like him.
So,
Hurtful, guys.
we're helping you establish character. You know him, and maybe I can slide a little something your way if you can find out details about this. What my dad left him. What my dad left me. If he knows anything about that. I can't find it. My mom doesn't know where it is. But
Sure. So previously you told me not to say anything about you, but now,
Don't tell him I'm in the car, but
well, now I know you, and so
don't bring me up. See if you can find out.
So all right. So I'm just trying to work this through. You want me to ask him? Hey, you know your brother. Let's talk to him about. So, hey, your brother. Your father left some shit to him, and
Just
what is it?
you can talk.
That's fucking random, mate.
You can talk about his dead father and what he's left. Nice.
You've done a bad job pleading this case.
Yes. I was trying to like kind of shoehorn. I had the outset, but I didn't really have any like where we're going. But, after my big speech about playing your scenes to the hill. So
Maybe it's you blow him off because you've got bigger things to worry about.
yeah.
And tell him to go deal with it himself.
I mean, I think it's something that would pique his interest, but next time he sees him, maybe he'll say something, maybe he won't. But
Okay.
but as far as like we went to the bar to discuss sort of that and like what we're doing next, right?
Right.
So
we're pulling into Old Reliable. Just as he sees us, one of the waitresses kind of rolls her eyes as she sees my car pull up. Yeah, we. So I guess like this is something that I guess this is something that is important to him, and he feels a little bit silly putting it all out there and then not having it go anywhere. He feels a little bit like dumb. I'll just try to like change. He can just try to like change the subject, and so. Wait, whose turn is it for the pint? Yours?
No. That'd be yours, mate.
Right then. All right, and then we can end it.
Okay. And you got to give your die away.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll just keep this train rolling. This is gonna help. Oops, sorry. This is gonna help you later. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end resolution, you want your results to be extreme, not mixed.
Mixed results equal bad news.
Well, for the sake of your character, anyway.
Yeah. Fun news either way, but.
All right. So now it's your scene. You can choose to establish or resolve.
So what do you mean by resolve?
So you were able to watch two scenes as they resolved. What we do at a like poignant moment at like you're able to say how the outcome is going to end for the person. So you're going to be making a scene. This scene is about you. This scene is hopefully trying to advance your character's story. So you should take the front stage of this. But if you choose somebody else to resolve it.
So I mean, so if we say establish, like, hey, we're at a bar, go. So if I say resolve, is that like, we're at a bar and we had this conversation. Now
there is not really, the resolving is really choosing the outcome. If it's a positive outcome for you or a negative outcome.
So how do we do a scene if we've already established the resolution?
We haven't though.
So
I just stated the resolution.
Okay, so let's say, so this is your scene now, and you choose to establish. So you'll say, okay, my character's here trying to do this. If you choose to resolve, then what happens is whoever's going to be establishing, so probably me, because we go like this. So I'd establish. So I get to choose where your character is and maybe what they're trying to do. Okay.
And then if somebody's establishing, so if you don't want to establish this, an idea that I have to establish a scene for you is a flashback between you and Lewis.
I was thinking the exact same fucking thing.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything, but
no, that's perfect.
Yeah. So
no, but I just don't understand the difference between the two.
So
establish and resolve.
Establishing is saying like who's
Is that a choice between the two people in the scene?
Nope. No, whoever establishes gets to choose who's in the scene.
So quickly, give me an example of, random game of Fiasco, right? I say, I'm establishing a scene. Like, in 3 sentences, tell me what that sounds like. And then in 3 sentences, tell me what resolve a scene sounds like.
So, in 3 sentences, establishing, okay, my character is in this place trying to do this thing.
and
So,
these people are present.
and yeah, this other guy's here.
Sure.
So then you just go straight into it. He pushes in the door and he says, "Hello, I'm here to do this,"
Yeah.
and you play out the scene from
Yeah.
there. And then the person who resolves at a point where it feels like the scene is reached a pivot point, then they
go
choose
either
to
way,
resolve.
yeah.
They choose whether it's going to go in your character's favor or against you.
Right. And
So,
so,
like-
so we're getting ready to. We're establishing a scene. I'm going to establish a scene,
But
and
it's my turn to
right.
establish
I'm just
a scene.
right. Yeah, for sure.
But
it is.
You can choose whether you want to establish or you want to put
Oh.
that in our hands.
I think I understand, but I'm not
And,
quite sure.
and
Yeah,
so,
so-
if I were to establish another scene, I could say I want to establish the scene is you and
So
I
if
are getting
choose
ready to break
resolve,
into
that
a
doesn't count towards one of my scenes that I do?
No, it is still
No,
your
you
scene.
do. So basically,
Wait, there's a rule book.
So, yeah, so what you can do is, when it's your turn,
Yeah.
your character is going to be in the scene. You can choose whether you want to set the stage, or you want to decide if that's going to go well for you.
Okay.
Well for you. If you decide if it's going to go well for you, that also means that you're giving, you're giving the power to the other players to
Right.
set you up for a
You're
scene.
giving the power either way. It's really
Yeah.
if you're giving them the power to establish a scene, or if you're giving the power to determine the outcome of the scene for you.
Okay.
Here, I can turn to establish and resolve for you, and then you can read a little thing about
Sure.
it.
But yeah, let's do that. The thing.
You like that idea?
Yeah, that's fine.
So do you want to resolve them? Do you want to choose whether how the scene ends for you? Good or bad?
No.
Okay, I'll resolve.
Okay.
And you can establish that we're doing a flashback with you and Big Fish Lewis.
Oh, okay. So who plays Lewis?
I can?
Like, yeah,
Doesn't matter.
anybody could.
Oh,
Yeah.
So maybe this is on the exercise yard.
Thank
This
you.
is the
And you're,
No, this is in the, so I established, right?
Yeah.
So, we've both been assigned to the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
And we're there fucking washing sheets for days.
Mm-hmm.
nice.
And,
You're establishing the shit out of this scene.
that's right.
Yeah.
And, I open up one of the fucking top-loading dryers and I smack your face. right in your face, and you get a bloody nose.
Oh, you stupid cunt! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
I'm not the one that put your fucking face there, you fucking douche.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
None of your fucking business. Just fucking clean the sheets like you've been told and shut the fuck up.
Well, I think your sheet still needs some work there. And I'm going to put a finger on one of my nostrils and, like, blow blood all over it.
You fucking... What the fuck? I'm gonna,
Oh, sweetheart, tend to your fucking business there. You stupid bitch.
Alright, so I'm gonna take the shit you just did that to and just fucking press it into his face and back him up into the wall and slam his head in the back of the wall.
Okay, so that's going to go well for you.
Okay.
All right, so I think as you're pushing him back, he trips over something down low. I don't know, a errant box of detergent or something.
Sure.
And when he goes down, like he smashes the back of his head on the concrete floor. Flash forward a few weeks, and he's getting out of the infirmary, and now he's got sort of like this sag to the right side of his face,
No.
and he's gonna fucking kill you forever. He's gonna fucking hate you forever.
Nice.
That's great.
Great game.
I feel like this played in the positive outcome for you because he's getting out and he wants revenge. So, but you won this fight, yeah.
So now, just because of the way that the mechanics work, you give that white die away.
Okay.
To Nathan and me.
So the white die. I don't understand what this means.
So
It's a little abstract.
It'll make sense on the till.
Yeah,
You'll
you
see
just-
what's going on the till.
Give it to Mike.
Thanks.
That's yours.
All right. Nice.
Okay.
So it's up to Nathan.
So, all right, I'm going to establish...
Okay.
Oh, understood. See? Just for
They,
the rule.
they did a great job of explaining it there,
It's just
apparently.
one sentence. If you're establishing, you create a scene. If you're resolving, ask your friends to create a scene. That's all you had to say.
Sorry.
Well said, Jason Morningstar. Well said.
Maybe you should have read the book.
Well, yeah, shut up.
We're like, you don't need to read the book.
Yeah.
This is going to be fine.
Actually, Mike, you
Yes.
establish. I'm going to resolve.
Okay. So... And so part of the fun of establishing the scene is putting them in a little bit of a fucked up situation.
Right.
So the scene is you, the first time you discover Jenny is fucking around on you. So it's you and Jenny is not home.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's there, but you find evidence of her infidelity.
Okay, so he's coming home late from a business trip, and he expects to find her there.
Yes.
But instead he
Are we
finds...
establishing or resolving here?
Okay,
I'm fucking with
you tell me, man.
So he's coming home late from a business trip, and he expects to find her there. No, I'm just not. And
You tell me when I could start talking.
I thought that was good. No, and so the penthouse is a workplace, but also where you live.
Yeah.
And that's where Jenny lives too. You have like separate partitioned off quarters, some for the office, some for you. Most of it's for the domicile. You were calling. She was calling you earlier tonight, saying like, "Oh, honey, I can't wait till you get home," and you wanted to surprise her and be romantic, so you caught an earlier flight.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So I've caught the earlier flight. I got home early. She isn't there. Was
Doing a one man scene like weird, or would it be helpful to have somebody else there? I feel like
I think
it's easier on them. Yeah.
I'll play Gen A.
well, maybe Jenny comes home partway through,
Sure.
and then I can confront
Ooh.
her about it. So he comes home early. He finds that she's not there. He looks everywhere. He's a little concerned, and so he goes to call her, and he hears her phone ringing from the bedroom. Yeah. He finally tracks down the vibration, and he throws up his hands like, why the fuck does she have the phone if she's not gonna... Why the fuck she got
Why am I
this phone?
paying for this?
Yeah, why am I paying for this fucking iPhone 1 billion bullshit crap if she's just gonna leave it lying around? What the fuck? And so he opens it up, and there's a very concerning text message string that basically leaves him vibrating with rage. So maybe like
Between who?
Yeah. Who's the text from?
I think it's just labeled pizza.
Pizza. Nice.
Pizza.
Yeah. Good, that's what the contact saved as.
Yes. So as to be sly or whatever about.
Yeah.
Are you coming?
Yeah. Isn't it the other way around? Shouldn't the pizza be coming to you? But that's great.
And so he waits, like he turns off all the lights in the apartment, and he just sits at a chair facing the door that he expects her to come through.
Do you wanna resolve this one?
Sure.
So you get to choose if it's going to be a negative outcome for him and a positive outcome for him. You could even throw out some ideas if you wanted to. But it's really on him to end it in a way that's you just get the power of saying like this isn't going to go well for you, or like hey you luck out here. You could even
luck out is in finding out who, or
he doesn't.
we
already know that he doesn't know who.
It like depends on your perspective, because it's like are you on the upside because you find out who, or are you on the upside because you believe she's not cheating? So how does that like?
That's a good question. I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Okay, well, so the black dice are good.
The
white and
dice.
black and white are good, and the gray dice are bad.
Okay, so you in that situation you find out what you want to know.
So a good outcome could be that it's unambiguous that she's being dishonest, and but she doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe he decides that the thing to do is actually to leave and make it look back like he got back much later at the time that she was originally expecting him to come back.
It's possible. That's unusual.
And he just sort of, every time her back is turned, he's staring daggers at her.
Cut my fucking heart out.
Yeah.
You bitch, I loved you.
Hey.
Nice.
Oh no.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, last scene. That was. How many? 1, 2.
That was
That was
two
my
for you.
second scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my last scene before the tilt. The tilt. Okay. Yeah. Look it up. Check it out. Okay. So, flashback. I'm a kid. My dad's still alive. He's telling me about this really awesome thing. I'm establishing clearly. He's telling me about this really cool thing that he can't wait until I'm of age for. And we still haven't made decisions about what it is that I'm getting, so it's kind of still I don't know what it is, but it's something valuable. Do you like that? Is it cool?
Good,
yeah, it's awesome, right? But it's something that I can't get until I'm an adult. And it's something that is like part of the family, and it's like part of the family identity. I was like, you're going off in left field there. I feel like that was a left field laugh.
It was.
I'm kind of interested.
Do you want to share? No?
Not right now.
So that's what. So does anybody want to be the dad cameo?
Sure.
Okay.
No, I was just thinking like, in 1988 he appeared on Price is Right and won like a Saturn, and he's kept it in a garage for years. And that's what you get.
Yes. That would be awesome. What a letdown.
Yeah.
But Dad was really proud about that Saturn,
That's
let me
right,
tell
yeah.
you. Wow.
Is that what this has all been about? It was a 1983 Saturn. I sold it at auction for £300.
That's great. So, so we are. Where can we be? We can be home, and Mommy's out with Jeffrey again, and just me and Da. Let's see, what can we be doing? Probably not anything wholesome if I'm a fuck up and I followed after him. Playing cards?
Or maybe it's he catches you drinking in the garage.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
At the age of 12.
At the age of 12.
Oh.
Dad, you can't tell Mom. This is gonna break her heart.
Oh, Mickey, you can't keep doing this to us, lad. You gotta straighten up.
I'm home. It's not like I'm out.
Well, really, you gotta get back on the straight and narrow, lad. Like your brother, I know you two don't get along very well, but he's at least got the right direction in life. You're always getting into fights and
Don't say
stealing
that,
things.
Dad. Don't say that. He has such a stick up his ass.
Well, yeah, he does. Don't act like I don't know, my boy. He's my
You
son.
want me to be like that?
I want you to not be getting drunk in the middle of the day in the garage at the age of 12. You know, there's gradations between the two.
Just having a bit of fun, Dad.
Well, there's a bit of fun, and then there's killing brain cells at your age, which really isn't a thing to do.
I think Jeffrey's the one going to Oxford anyway.
Yes, I'm sure he'll do great things, but you don't need to go to Oxford. You just need to not, go to jail. Listen, if it's any incentive at all, I just want you to know that there's a couple of things waiting for you once your mom and I pass that would be coming your way.
Don't say that, Dad.
But your mother's very, you know how she is sometimes about doing the right thing, and I know she wouldn't want you to have it if you didn't straighten out, and I know you'll want it, so just consider that a little extra incentive. If my words mean nothing to you, then.
You, what is it?
Chris, do you want to resolve for us?
Yeah, this would be a good time to...
Sure. So I'm.
So
Is it going to be bad for me or good for me? The outcome.
Oh, as far as so he'll tell you what it is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. So keep it a secret or not? Well, let's yeah, that'll give you the drive to do. I think that So yeah, positive.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Dad, I'll get better. I'm just goofing. I don't need to do this, Dad.
All right, how about this? How about I give you a little peek? If you promise to do better.
Does Jeff know?
No, he doesn't know.
What is it?
All right, follow me. So he leads you up to the attic, and he opens an old steamer trunk that is probably 200 years old at this point.
Wow.
And he pulls out something that's wrapped in a bunch of cloth, and as he unfolds it, it's a samurai sword.
Oh, nice.
In scabbard with intricate detail all along the scabbard.
Jesus Christ! It's a fucking katana.
There you go. That's awesome.
We had to find a way to work it in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This comes from your great-great-granddad, who was a trader with the Dutch, and he came back from Japan with this here samurai stabber.
A katana. All right.
Whatever it's called.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great. I feel like that was a great scene. A good way of establishing character in my guy. And so here's a positive for a dad well played. So thanks.
A dad well played.
A dad well played. All right. So now it's your last scene to the tilt.
Okay.
So maybe you can, if you want to establish, you decide what you're pursuing, and that sort of sets up.
I think So we're at the bar. You know what I mean? And
You're establishing.
yes. Yeah. And so I've discussed with you what he wants from me, but at the same time, we need to, we still need a steady income.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing next?
So, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, what was our plan going forward?
Okay, and we're already in the scene then.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've been hitting these homes on Bayberry. Those fucking poor chaps on Bayberry have not been very fruitful for us.
Not at all. We could up it though. Get a little riskier. That works for you.
I mean, how much riskier?
Doesn't matter to me. I think we're, only limited by you.
Christ. You're thinking home still?
Oh yeah, that's fine. But you gotta think bigger.
Big homes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like
Giant homes.
like penthouses?
Sure. What do you got in mind?
Like penthouses you've been to today?
I had a good look at it. We don't need to case it. It's in there already.
And you'd be okay with this?
Fuck yeah.
That sucks. Alright, what's your angle?
I have to check in with him a week from now, so maybe I could just take him out. Yeah. Let you in, do our thing, get out.
So when you say take him out, you mean...
Well, what the fuck do you think I mean?
He's an asshole, but he's Jeffrey's my brother.
You talk shit about him all the time.
Doesn't mean I want him dead. Just want him humiliated.
I didn't say fucking dead. Fuck. I said I'll take him out and whatever. Just knock him out or something.
Keep always, let's... okay.
What is it? That's a...
The positive outcome.
Okay.
So... You've done the upfront work. You deserve the bigger cut. What are the terms?
Well,
60-40?
Was it? Well, what?
You said it yourself. You cased the joint? 60-40, is that fair?
Well, you've been there too, right?
No.
You've never been up there.
That ostentatious prick.
Yeah, I agree. What are we taking? What does he got?
Let's clear him out. The works. I know that he has a safe.
I didn't see.
And there's something that you're looking for there too.
Right?
I didn't see it. You know where it is?
He would probably be a little bit embarrassed to bring it up again, but because that would seem like because I kind of already got shot down.
Should be something you're gonna grab while you're there, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll look around for it. I'll keep my eye open. He's got a safe. I've heard him mention it once at Christmas with Ma. We can find out where it is. We can find a way in. And see what else is of value.
You have no idea where or what the combination is?
You said you cased the joint.
I fucking stood in the fucking office, dude. I don't... What do you mean by fucking... What do you want?
Should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to wrap it up from here.
Well, they can just argue over
that's good.
We can
the details while they get drunker and drunker.
Camera pans out. They
Yeah.
get sloppier and more slurred speech. Yeah. So, all right.
And quick cut to later. They're sloppy drunk. We're gonna do it. We're gonna fucking do it, man.
All right, so you get a positive outcome die to give away, Chris.
To who?
That's
So
your
me or
choice.
Mike? Okay, it's abstract. You do what you want. Okay.
There you go. All right, nice and clean.
You have 2 positives. You have 2
Yeah.
positives. I have 2 negatives. That's
Mhm.
good.
All right, so that's it, right? That's the tilt then. So we can roll it. So what we do, I don't see what the tilt table is.
56.
56, thank you. Look at you. It's like Rain Man. So I meant that to be funny and not insulting, but
He's a very talented autist.
so we roll the dice, and whoever has the highest outcome. Sorry, whoever has the.
Are you though?
I am. Yeah, I'm in your home. But even if I weren't, so we roll the dice, and whoever you're gonna have the highest black. So you're definitely gonna pick some outcomes.
Okay.
But it's really between us about picking the highest.
6.
5. So you and Chris get to pick. So we take the remaining dice that are on the table and roll them, and then we pick 2. You guys would pick 2 elements to inject into the story. And so the whole idea of the tilt is to kind of like squeeze and kink and fracture. Yes.
Yeah.
In like you're injecting chaos to the story a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so we do like this. We got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 5, a 6, and another 1.
No force.
Was 4 looking good? What was 4?
4 was cult.
Oh, that'd be an interesting spin.
Guilt.
Guilt.
Oh.
I think cult. I think cult sounds
I didn't
funny.
see the I, and it looks like a C. So shut up.
One. What do you guys have? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
You want to do that? Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
know. Just looking. I don't know.
So what about a stupid plan executed to perfection?
Ooh, that sounds like that's kind of pointed at us. Or it could be
How is
a
that?
stupid plan of him pursuing Jenny, or like the Jenny thing
Yeah.
about Preston looking into.
But that doesn't really like if tilt is to insert sort of chaos, like that's goes along with what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
But the fact
I
that
think
it's a
something
stupid
like
plan-
that, like this, and then like
Okay.
the thing we're going for is just this is like
We don't have 2 5s though.
Oh, understood.
Oh, actually, okay, here's another one.
Uh,
Mayhem, cold-blooded score settling. So that means Big Fish Lewis is going to be a bigger deal, I think.
so could that
Rather
be
than just
so?
background.
So if we introduce that as the tilt, right?
Uh-huh.
Cold.
That's one element.
Score
I think
settling.
there are
Like,
two.
can you in these scenes, like just because he says that he gets his revenge or he gets a score settling, can I be like, well, can you use that over multiple scenarios?
Yeah, I don't
mean-
think that you even need to dedicate a scene. You can work out if it's something between scenes
Well, does it,
that
no,
happen.
what I mean, does
or-
it have to be one thing, or can it be multiple things?
Yeah, it can be. It can play out in like.
You know
It
what I
can
mean?
play out and kind of like peak at the end.
So
of
if
the
you, if you choose something like, tragedy, death out of the blue, right? Can you say that, the big fish died, Jennifer dies, you know what I mean? Can you be like, does it have to be just
No,
one thing, or?
Yeah, no, we could. You could do multiple ones. I think it would probably be easier to do one thing,
Yeah.
but we could do like death out of the blue. Could be like death plural. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jenny ODs.
Yeah. And mom dies. And yeah.
Cool.
You don't
So
have
what are
anybody
we doing?
close to you, so.
So, I did one of mayhem, cold-blooded score settling, and I think that means Big Fish is going to be.
So you choose multiple of these, or?
There are two.
I choose one and you choose one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna choose. So what you, this
I
one?
use these two. Yep.
6, 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna do tragedy and death after an unpleasant struggle.
Okay.
Ooh, jeez.
2 and 6.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so mayhem, unexpected death. Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. Or mayhem, cold-blooded score
Oh,
settling.
cold-blooded score settling. I'm just gonna write this down because I'm not gonna remember otherwise. And then the one that
Tragedy.
you chose.
Death after an unpleasant struggle.
Ooh.
This game's fun. It's cool.
Good. Yeah, I think
That's it.
like adding. No, I think like adding. I think you're like adding a lot of fun into this. So, but I think the cool thing is Powered by the Apocalypse. Like each person works on it a little bit,
Right.
And I think in it adds. You're like, yeah. You know, like adds like creativity and excitement that is not from you.
So, refresh my memory. The events of the tilt does that happen before?
That's what I'm gonna look at.
the scenes, or can it play out through the scenes?
I think during.
I
these
think we
things-
can use. I think we can use the two tilt elements to basically establish a scene.
Sounds good.
So I'll go first here. I'll establish.
That's what I was just saying, that you wouldn't want the tilt to steal the scene though, because we only have 2 more scenes until the end of the story, and we definitely want to make sure that, you know, like, so we have our needs, so we should be getting close to, if not accomplishing, we should be like right there, and we only have 2 scenes to do.
So let me take a stab at this. So, I think so. Jeffrey's at home and he's waiting up one night for Jenny to get back, and she clearly should have been home a while before that. And he accuses her of infidelity, and she denies it. He says he's going to find out who the person is. He knows people. He'll have them taken care of.
So is this the scene, or are you trying to play out the argument in the scene?
No, I'm not going to play out the argument in the
Okay.
scene. Give me a
It's
second.
like aftermath, yeah.
Yeah. So he basically threatens her lover and whoever he is, and at that point she flies into a rage and attacks him suddenly.
Oh, wow.
Tries to beat him to death with a random knickknack that's on a table. And they're on the 2nd floor of the penthouse with like a balcony overlooking the area there, and he's like stunned and he stumbles back, and she keeps coming at him, and like right as he's about to hit the balcony he trips over backwards, and then she trips over him, goes over the balcony, and breaks her neck.
Wow. And that's the scene then. And are you going to try to play it? That's the scene.
No. So
or-
the scene is him slowly getting up, wiping blood off his forehead because she got him a couple of times, and looking down to see her neck at like a 90-degree angle from her body.
There's no iteration of that is a good is like she's gonna be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very clearly. Yeah.
Jenny.
And then the doorbell rings,
Okay. Yeah. And then the doorbell rings.
and I'm standing at the door and I'd be like, "Hey, I found your guy."
So I think Jenny's body's sort of off to the side where he couldn't really see her, but he could if he craned his neck. So he's like standing in the doorway like this.
All awkward, like, yeah.
Preston, yeah, I didn't. It's an odd hour to expect you. There's been some new developments. I'm still interested in your information, but I might need your help with something else.
Now what? It's gonna. How much will you pay me?
He throws out he writes something down on a piece of paper and shows it to him.
Double that, mate.
Fine, you've got me over a barrel. But, once you come in, you're in.
Whatever.
Alright, he ushers him in, shuts the door behind him, and says, well, as you can see, the situation has changed somewhat. I'm a very good lawyer, as you know. There's no way a jury's going to find this in my favor, even though she's the one who attacked me. It's important for me to point that out. She's the one who attacked me. Yeah. So you gave me a bad outcome on this?
And you're playing your ass off. I feel bad about that.
Can you sort of make this go away, clean this up?
Oh,
I'll buy you out a ticket out of London tonight, if you could make it happen.
How do you be able to... not tonight, but how about tomorrow? That doesn't work for me.
I will buy you a ticket at the time of your choosing.
That sounds fantastic. There was fucking New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. It's all coming
Well
out.
traveled, Preston.
Yeah.
Well traveled.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll get rid of the body for you. Don't worry about it.
So do you have to go get tools, or...?
What? Listen, I said don't worry about it, so you just don't worry about it, alright?
Should I put a towel over her or something?
Don't fucking do anything. Stupid person. Just go in your bedroom. Go take a shower and go the fuck to sleep.
But she's...
Listen to me. Go in your fucking bedroom, take a fucking shower, and go the fuck to sleep.
Alright, so he's shaken at this point. So he's going like, here's the key card to the apartment. The code is 3185.
Thank you.
Just make it go away, make sure it's not connected to me.
Alright.
And he's going to go off, and he's going to take a shower, and he's going to go to bed, and he's going to stare at the ceiling all night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to think that his jealousy about Jenny cheating on him was more about him than about his hurt feelings. After he's like, oh yeah, she's dead. Just let's make sure this isn't connected to me. You know? Oh, that's great.
Well, he's in full lawyer mode. Damage control. It's all about damage control.
Ugh. Man, it's rough. I'll choose to resolve this one. So you guys can establish for Mickey Fowler.
Maybe you just got a call from Preston telling you to go shopping for a list of supplies. You know, plastic tarp, shovels.
Really big buckets.
Mm-hmm. A variety of industrial strength household cleaners.
Lime, yeah.
And let's see. And maybe that's when Big Fish comes looking for your partner.
He finds you. Yeah, he finds him, catches up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so Big Fish knows that I'm associated with Preston?
Maybe he's asked around and found that out from the...
Right.
Asking all the wrong people.
I think that makes sense, yeah. And it's a terrible scene for me, too. So it's fun.
Maybe you should have established then.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's fun. I wonder what the UK equivalent of Walmart is.
Walmart.
Walmart, yeah. Yeah. All right.
Home Depot is just Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah, you're at Home Depot.
So. Okay, so.
So maybe you're loading your pallet cart with a bunch of crap, and
Okay.
a very big fellow jostles you out of the way as you're going to grab something, and he's like, "Oh, sorry about that, mate. What was your name? Was it Mickey? Yeah, you're Mickey, aren't you?"
I don't think. I'd remember a face like that.
Well, I'm gonna choose to pretend that that's that wasn't meant as an insult. So, I got my friends. They call me Big Fish.
His eyes
And-
widen.
Would you know who he was?
Uh,
Yeah, I told
yeah,
you.
probably, yeah.
Word from those friends is your partner Preston's somewhere in town. I've been looking for him.
Slowly backing up, stalling. No words coming.
Well, you're not very talkative, are you? Come over here. I could tickle you just right. I think you'll sing for us.
That was just a jib. Just joking. About the.
Do you want to resolve?
Yeah.
Good outcome, bad outcome.
Bad.
Uh-oh.
Nice. Listen, he's out of town. He'll be back soon. I can let you know. Leave me a number.
I was really hoping to get in touch with him right away.
If you're here, then I can imagine that you'd want to be right in touch with him.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm just in touch with you. And then he's going to grab your arm and he's going to pull your hand out and he's going to break your pinky.
Okay. Like that. So what would Big Fish do to stifle his screams? Because he would cry like a little bitch.
I don't think he would give a shit.
Okay, nice.
Big Fish is the guy who doesn't give a shit.
Nice, okay.
Yeah. I imagine his time out of prison is measured in weeks.
So Mickey's paralyzed by pain, dropped to his knees. Big tears. I know where he is.
All right, so I assume he tells us, or he tells him.
Yeah.
Okay, gives you up.
Yeah. Not a man of strong moral character. Yeah. All right. Okay. Nice. Actually, I was supposed to resolve that because you established it,
Oh,
but that's okay.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that works. Okay. Cool.
So I'll resolve.
your resolve.
Yeah.
Okay.
What could happen that's really fucked up for Chris? Yeah. Big Fish is really the only, wrinkle in this.
All right, so maybe it's
Or the police come and it was the same arresting officer as the murder before and he's on parole. I'm just throwing some ideas out.
I think it's something that needs to spur the action forward, and maybe it's
Yeah.
not.
That would be introducing
It's
new
not.
elements.
Maybe it's a frantic call from Mickey saying that Big Fish knows where he is. He doesn't know how he knows, but
Yeah. I'm calling from the
he says he's
emergency
coming
room.
for you.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you're at a garage where you store some gear.
Waiting for Mickey to arrive with the other gear.
So is
right?
this after I've gotten rid of the body?
No, I think you're getting gear together in order to get rid of the body.
So I've been up with him.
Or actually, I mean, it's kind of up to
Why
you.
not just,
you're gonna rip off my character while getting rid of the body. Is that the plan? Because you guys were gonna, you're gonna hit my apartment, but now I just gave you the key so that you can take care of the body. Are you actually gonna get rid of? I suppose it's up to you.
Well, no, I think that's a conversation that needs to happen. How many scenes? Everyone has one more, right?
Yeah.
Until the end of the thing.
Yeah, until the end of the game. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it's
Right
gotta go
there, man.
fast.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we need to establish what happens with the body, right? And if anything, like how much do you hate your brother? Like, do we use the body to set him up?
I think that would be a kind of poetic justice because he's always squeaky clean,
Yeah.
and this is something on his record that he would never be able to shake.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, he's in his room staring at the ceiling, and I do a shitty job just, you know, Cloroxing the patio out there, and then you know, throw her in my trunk, but then have a conversation with you, and then we could just, you know, drop her off in the bushes at the bottom of his apartment complex,
That's right.
wherever he's at.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but what would scene be? What would the scene be?
So did you? So you was resolving. Is that right? You're resolving. So we're establishing, and you had kind of talked about. So Big Fish is either he gets a call or Big Fish is on his way. That's the tricky bit for him.
Yeah.
The
So
sticky.
if we wanna get to more of the heist.
No,
Basically.
how about I'll establish?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That seems like
so-
the cleaner way to do it.
yeah. So Mickey's left you with a broken pinky, right?
Yeah, Big Fish has left me, yeah.
You've
Left Mickey.
checked out of Home Depot, and you're on your way en route to me with the stuff in your trunk, and I'm sort of en route to you.
Okay.
Near his complex, I have her body in my trunk.
Ooh,
Okay.
taped up my finger.
And
Wiped
so
up.
you're there with so he was getting supplies to clean up the apartment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought dismantle the body, like take care of the body too.
Right. So we meet in a parking garage, right? But Big Fish has followed us.
Okay.
Okay. And so we're sort of discussing that, like, you know, how much do you hate your brother? What do you want to do? And we come to the conclusion that we're just gonna sort of half-ass clean up the apartment and then drop her body at the ground when.
You're doing lots of talking, and I seem pretty checked out of this conversation.
Big Fish shows up.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe? Is that good?
Sure. And then from there it can be. So do you have the body with you at this point?
It's in my trunk and he has all his shit in his trunk.
Okay. And you're just in like a parking garage or something?
We'll say we're at the garage of the
The
Oh, the penthouse.
the
Okay.
penthouse, yeah.
And so you're talking loudly, probably louder than you should be, and eventually you hear footsteps approaching quickly, and when you look, it's Big Fish. He throws his arms wide. Hello, my lovelies. So good to have you all in one place.
Who the fuck let you out?
The same dumb bastards that let a piece of shit like you out.
What do you want?
I
Backing
want to
away from
return the favor and smash the back of your head onto the concrete. So come over here. And he starts running at you.
This could be a time to resolve.
Yeah.
Nice. So when mechanically when someone does, like, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that my responsibility to do that, or is that your responsibility?
We can work on it together.
Okay. So as he rushes forward, I'm just gonna, you know, what am I gonna do?
It could be something that happens with him that he makes.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah. Okay.
shoot him in the head.
So we built him up as this big bad guy, and you're just gonna Indiana Jones him.
Yep.
And so yeah,
It is London though. There aren't a lot of
that's right.
guns
That's
in
right.
London.
That's right. I'll Billy Club him in the head.
Oh, no, they can still get.
You can still
they
have
guns.
guns.
They're criminals
Yeah.
after all.
Yeah, that's true.
No, let's go with it. You shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And he, you know, he runs for a few seconds after getting the hit, and he just sort of collapses, like he runs past you, and he slows down a little bit, and like he staggers off to the side, and he falls over right next to your trunk.
Oh, that makes it easy, right?
He
You just sort of look at each other and shrug.
white face, throws up. Yeah, like the. Okay.
Pour some bleach on that.
So you
What in the hell do we do now?
well, you got the stuff, right?
Got stuff for one small girl, Jenny.
Well, one small girl makes a lot of blood, mate. You know, how much stuff did you get? Come on, let's go.
And he is kind of like dazed and complies with everything.
Okay. Now clean up the best we can, and I'll we'll chuck him in your trunk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That makes for a funny scene in itself, trying to lift his big, like, corpulent body
Yeah.
into my trunk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, that's a good place to end it.
All right. So I'll establish. So. So Jeffrey has just been lying in bed with his eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling all night. He hears sounds outside in the apartment, and he doesn't want to know what's going on. But eventually, he hears some other noise that's that he just feels compelled to go and investigate. And so maybe that's when he stumbles on you guys doing your after body disposal thievery.
Oh, when we're breaking into Jeffrey's penthouse.
Yeah. Well, you don't even break it in because you have
Or,
the key
yeah.
card right now.
Right,
Yeah.
just looting it, yeah.
So you probably brought up like the bleach and stuff for the floor or whatever, but you're also there to rip him off while you're taking care of that.
Hey man, what'd I tell you?
Well, I know you said to just go to sleep, but that's not really much of a possibility right now. So how's it going? I see my wife is departed.
That she has.
Oh yeah, it's double entendre. That's unfortunate. And the cleaning is proceeding apace.
Underway, sir.
And is there anything else you need to get the job done?
Anything else?
He was hiding
So,
in a
maybe
room.
like you heard me coming out and you like hid in a
Yes.
terrible
Okay.
spot.
Yes, and you didn't notice him until you turned and looked at him,
Okay.
and then by totally outing me, and that totally gives away because he was like, "What the hell is he doing here? I've never been here before." So that's great. That's
So
awesome.
maybe this is the point where we resolve it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So maybe I don't even notice that you're there.
Oh, I have another idea.
Oh yeah?
Where the fuck is it, Jeffrey?
Oh, okay. So it's like,
Well, yeah, because I just said, you know, do you need anything else?
Oh, okay. I didn't even pick up on that you were like paving the way for.
Oh, okay,
this.
okay.
So, well done. A step ahead of the game there.
Mickey, you greasy little shit, what are you doing here?
What?
Where the fuck is it, Jeffrey?
Did you let him in here?
Of course, I work with him, you fucking idiot.
Where's what?
Mickey steps forward and grabs a hold of his his silk bedrobe or his silk robes. And the sword Dad left me. Where the fuck is it?
The sword? You're looking for the sword?
It was mine. You took everything. Punches him.
Yeah, so he falls backwards and sort of crawls away a little bit. And let's see. He just says, "Fine, you want the sword? I'll bring you to the sword. Come on." And he goes up into a private office, not his lawyering office. And it's on the wall. And he goes to grab it like he's going to give it to you, and then he tries to draw it and hack at you with it.
Oh, nice. This is turning out really to be a great end of the story. Yeah, that's awesome.
So is this just going into your scene here?
I will totally pick it up from here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll establish and I can pick it up from here. Yeah. Oh, finally, here are his balls. Now that he has a sword in his hand.
Fuck you, you little turd.
So I have a question. So the money owed to Preston, how is that being transferred, or how is he being made whole?
Did they establish
I assume,
that, or did they?
Yeah, that wasn't really established. It could be in pretty much any way that Preston wants.
Okay.
Briefcase full of cash, check, just a set of plane tickets, whatever.
Well, yeah, but like in his head, the way this is going right now in front of him.
Oh, like that's gonna impede him
that-
getting paid. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and you, depending on how you're going to get involved, is that information's a very important
Right.
determining
So
factor.
like, how was that established?
So,
let's
at this point-
retcon how that.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Alright.
we can just drive straight in. So, like at this point, the two of us are fighting over the sword.
Yes.
And so you're gonna want to keep your meal ticket alive here. So maybe you're gonna end up trying to intervene, and then we'll resolve to determine how that works out.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and resolve?
Well, yeah, sure.
What happened, Jeffrey? Jenny finds someone who finally had a dick? Finally had a cock?
You piece of shit! You fucking asshole! You fucking little taint boil! So I think you knock him down and get on top of him, and like you're about to overpower him and stab him with the sword or cut his throat or something.
It was a bad outcome for me.
I know.
Okay.
And then Preston comes in
Oh, gotcha.
with interest in keeping his meal ticket from getting his throat cut and having to deal with the third body.
Gotcha. Yeah, right. So
what do you do?
yeah.
So that just goes into my.
What the fuck are you doing, Preston?
Yeah, I think this would just run into your scene here.
Yeah, right.
So you take control of the fight, and what do you do?
Well, I'll just push him over. He owes me fucking money. How the fuck am I supposed to get out of here if I don't get my fucking money?
Who the fuck cares about money? He stole my childhood.
Who the fuck gives a shit about your fucking childhood, you stupid shit?
So do you have the sword in hand at this point?
Yeah, probably, I guess. But I mean, we've got a positive outcome left for you. He takes a moment to pause, and he's kind of Mickey's surveying the scene. He's kind of panning back and forth, trying to plot his next move between Jeffery, who he loathes, who he hates, and before he didn't want him killed, but now that he has the means in his hands, it's not a far reach for him at all. And Preston's the only obstacle in my way, but he's like legitimately afraid of Preston, and it's not an obstacle. It's really like an impassable barrier, you know. So he's kind of, even though he has the sword, he's just stalled and kind of like looking back and forth out of desperation, kind of like trying to figure out how to get out of this and how to get what he wants out of this. Yeah.
So you came back here for a fucking sword.
And then it was my dad's, the only thing my dad left me. And I'll just kind of like look at it pensively.
Okay. Where's my money?
It's in the safe. I can't believe you brought him into this.
I didn't bring him into this. We've been working together for the last 6 months.
Ugh. All right.
It's not
All
my-
right.
It's not my fault you're fucked up.
Just.
And kind of seeing how this pans out, Mickey will just like level the sword at him, just like point it at him.
What's the combination?
I'll open it, you piece of shit. I'll dole out the cash.
You won't touch anything. Tell me what the fucking combination is.
Get fucked.
I'm gonna beat him over the head with, what do I have? Do I still have a gun? I guess?
Mhm.
Well, that would
You
change.
probably didn't lose it. You
Yeah.
probably would. Yeah.
I'll just beat you over the head with it. What's the fucking combination?
It's biometric, you piece of shit. I have to open it.
Give me a
Bio
fucking
what?
hand.
I will fucking walk over there and do it. So he sort of staggers over to the safe and opens it up.
Mhm.
Have at it. Get the fuck out of here.
Will do.
Mickey grabs the scabbard off the wall and says, "See you at Christmas," and then just walks out.
Alright. So now we do resolution.
Yeah. So everybody's pretty fucked here.
Yeah. This
So-
is a good distribution of
Yes.
not good here.
That's good. That allows us no escape. There will be no escaping. No
Yeah.
positive outcomes for anybody. So, do you remember what the end table is on?
No, I didn't read that one.
Oh,
I'll say 89.
89. Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
Da, 89. It's in the middle of the playset.
That's bad.
Aw. Tilt table aftermath. So that's why we were saying we want extremes in either one, because we roll the white die and we roll the black die and subtract them from each other. So the higher outcome that we get is
The more extreme, positive or negative.
right. And then, or positive on either one. And then the lower number we get, white or black, is the worst. Yeah, the worst. So I can go first. So I get 9 white and 7 black, which is terrible. That's 2 white. So white 2 is merciless. You might not be dead on the outside, but you sure as hell are dead on the inside. The emotional or mental wounds that you've suffered will never heal. The future is a brick wall. So, okay, I've got some ideas for that. And so, so how we play out the end is each die is like a montage scene. So, and if you want, I can do an example of one. So like this is Mickey looking at a really chintzy made in China sticker on the katana. so,
That's nice.
and so yeah.
So 7 and 8.
Ooh, one black. One black.
One horrible. You are probably dead.
other people, probably innocent people, are as well. There is no justice, there is no mercy, everything is utterly painfully screwed, and it is all of it your fault.
Okay. 9 white and... Ooh, so it's 5 black for me.
Nice. That's the best outcome of all of us.
Yeah. Rough. You're getting whipped like a rented mule, for starters, and you'll remember this episode for all of your diminished days. The lesson you learn will be profound, lingering, and painful. Okay,
I'm
so...
gonna just check mine again to figure out the rest of my 3 scenes. And I just threw one out there, so feel free, we can just go through. And once we come up with some ideas as well.
Yeah, so what you can do is we take turns, we put in a die, and we just say, this is some quick vignette of how the story wraps up. It's
Okay.
like rapid-fire epilogue
Sure.
in quick cuts.
So, Preston stuffs his pockets full of cash. He makes his way downstairs, but he goes out the front. And as he goes out the front, he encounters a whole bunch of police that are out front, and he takes some of them out.
Oh, man.
Okay, so they see him coming out armed,
Yeah,
because they were...
Yeah, and he gets some of them, and he's in a
He
pretty
gets into a gunfight.
yeah, pretty good spot right now.
Were they responding to a gunshot that they heard?
Yeah,
Nice.
It's like he forgot about that or something. This is Jeffrey sitting down in a chair in his office with the empty safe and the sword gone and his wife dead. And he just pours himself a long drink and just sits there not drinking from it. Or a tall drink and sits there not drinking from it.
This is Mickey getting a court summons about breaking and entering and theft from served, and he finds out that it's from his brother Jeffrey.
This is... Or no, it's Europe. Europe.
well, let's see. So in the gunfight, he takes multiple gunshot wounds, and he ends up in the hospital.
Okay. This is Jeffrey trying to explain to the police that it was a client who robbed him and killed his wife and stuffed her body in their trunk downstairs. And he thinks his brother might have been involved.
This is Mickey on a telephone fight with his mother leading up to the next major holiday, talking about how he's not invited over, she doesn't want to talk to him again. She feared that him growing up, he was going to be just like his dad, but he turned out to be worse. That he's such a disgrace to her. Yada, yada, yada.
After weeks in the ICU, he's making the turn for the better.
Just good enough to appear in court. This is Jeffrey, who does not have a fool for a lawyer, so he hires another one to represent him in the various inquests that are involved in sorting all this out.
Okay, and as the final straw, this is Mickey getting a certified letter from Jeffrey of his adoption papers and a newspaper print out of how a baby was orphaned, and this local family took him up.
You're adopted.
Exactly.
Or maybe let's retcon it to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that was one of the insults Jeffrey threw at him during the fight is, "You're adopted. You're not even my brother."
Yeah, you're like, what the hell? Like, you couldn't you couldn't come up with anything better than that?
So he's recovered out of the hospital. He makes his court date, and as deliberation is going on, someone in the the back of the courtroom stands up, pulls out a gun, and shoots him.
Or he was going to get off with a light sentence because there was insufficient evidence.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shoots him dead.
Oh my gosh.
So one of maybe Big Fish's
Yeah, one of Big Fish's guys.
associates.
That's awesome.
And this is Jeffery selling the penthouse because he can't afford to keep it any longer because his whole practice has gone belly up since that whole crazy business.
Nice. That was a proper fiasco, guys. That was awesome. Awesome. All right. Next playset request. No accents. So
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we can do no accents.
we'll do Vegas next time.
Yeah.